an SNP rally in just over an hour's time. Opponents of the Nationalists say his intervention to bolster support will make no difference. Indeed, the Tory leader suggested that he should stick to acting and golf. Bernard Ponsonby reports.
Labour kicked off the beginning of the fourth week of campaigning by concentrating on nursery and childcare services for families. But most of the talk was of Sean Connery's personal message to be delivered this afternoon. The film star was in Glasgow last night ahead of his speech in the capital today, with another poll this morning showing a comfortable Labour lead campaign managers were relaxed about Connery's intervention.
Sean Connery is welcome in Scotland. I heard another party figure say that they greatly enjoy Sean Connery's film, but they don't seek his advice on politics. And for myself, I feel the same way. I look forward to watching his new film. But I would be surprised if he has a significant impact on the central argument of this campaign.
The Liberal Democrats began a week of attacks on the government in a drive to persuade people to use their second vote for the Lib Dems to stop Labour getting an overall majority. They claimed the Labour Party was deceitful and malicious in misleading people on funding for education and health. They also ridiculed the SNP's use of Sean Connery.
I think the idea that the SNP are going to turn around the campaign by bringing in an actor whose performances we all enjoy, but whose politics we also have long since known, isn't going to make any difference. And in fact, it's pretty desperate stuff.
The Conservatives, who were launching yet another poster campaign, this time attacking Labour's policy on tuition fees, actually had to go at Sean Connery himself, saying he should stick to golf and the movies and keep out of politics.
Mr. Connery doesn't live here. We do, and we would have to pay the consequences of an independent Scotland. So I think Mr. Connery should stick to making films and playing golf and pursuing his hobbies.
Connery will undoubtedly help kickstart the SNP's campaign relaunch. The publicity will be massive, but will it have any political effect?
He's the best-known Scotsman in the world. He's quite clear what's best for Scotland. He's seen most countries in the world. That's a powerful and inspiring message. He's been a member of this party for a long time. He knows we're much closer to our goal than we've ever been.
The actor will address the SNP faithful at the Edinburgh Conference Centre, where in September 1997, the devolution referendum results were announced.
Bernard Ponsonby there with the latest from the campaign trail. Later in the programme, we're crossing live to our political correspondent Fiona Ross at Edinburgh's International Conference Centre, where Sean Connery is preparing to address that SNP rally.
The first lorries carrying aid from Edinburgh to the people of Kosovo arrived in Albania this morning as the
Conference Centre, where we can join live now our political correspondent Fiona Ross. Fiona, who exactly is Sean Connery addressing this afternoon?
Well, Sean Connery will be here at about 2 o'clock. He'll be in the company of the party leader, Alex Salmond, and also the party president, Winnie Ewing. And he'll be talking to about 300 SNP activists. Many of them, in fact, will be candidates in the forthcoming elections. The idea is generally to boost morale and get the SNP message across, not just to them, of course, but to everybody outside. He's a huge attraction, Sean Connery.
How does he plan to do that? What's the message likely to be?
Well, we don't have details specifically of what he's going to say. I think it will be very much a personal plea from him as possibly the SNP's most famous supporter. And it's not just, as I say, aimed at the people in the hall, but a much wider audience outside. He's also written 1 million letters to what the SNP believe might be uncommitted voters, trying to persuade them to back the Scottish National Party.
We've heard the views on this from the opposing parties this morning. How significant is it?
Well, yes, I heard the other political parties there being rather cynical about it. But, you know, I have to say, if they had a follower like Sean Connery, they would be using him in exactly the same way. Now, they may have a point. It maybe won't make much difference in terms of the way people vote, but it's a huge publicity coup for the SNP.
Fiona, for now, thank you. Now, Scots are twice as likely to die at work than employees anywhere else in Britain.